Tonight, Walt Kane continues his investigation into conditions at the Helmetta Regional Animal Shelter in an investigation you will see only on News 12 New Jersey. Walt?
Well, Eric, any pet owner will tell you the hardest decision they'll ever have to make is whether to put the pet to sleep. The Helmetta Regional Animal Shelter is considered a low-kill shelter, but it euthanizes hundreds of animals a year, and there is some question about whether it always follows the law. Filthy cages and animals apparently not fed for days at a time. That's just some of what insiders say goes on at the Helmetta Regional Animal Shelter.
Not being clean, animals laying in their own feces and urine.
As I told you yesterday, even the shelter's own veterinarian is now speaking out.
It's horrific. It has to stop.
After he says he found 3 dead cats last Thursday morning.
I don't think I saw a drop of water in any of the dishes.
But how animals are cared for may not be the only problem. There's also a question about how they're put down. Last year, the shelter euthanized more than 500 animals, 63 dogs, 483 cats. That's more than twice as many as any other shelter in Middlesex or Monmouth County.
They get shipments of puppies from the south.
Brittany Blackburn used to work for the shelter. She and other current and former employees say the shelter routinely euthanizes animals to make room for new ones, considered easier to adopt.
Right before the shipment of puppies arrive, they go down the line and kind of just get rid of whatever dogs to make room for the new puppies.
It's deplorable. To me, it's like the management are treating these animals like inventory. New inventory comes in, let's get rid of the old inventory.
And the shelter may not be doing it all legally. Under state law, euthanasia can only be performed by shelter employees who are certified by a veterinarian. The Middlesex County Health Department confirms the shelter director is certified, but DuBois says euthanasia is also being performed by others who are not.
I've been told by them that they do perform euthanasias.
People with no certification at all.
Correct.
That's not all. Under the law, shelters that euthanize have to have certain equipment, like working scales and a stethoscope. Helmetta, we're told, has neither. We wanted to talk to Helmetta officials about euthanasia procedures, but they declined.
On advice of our attorney, we are not going to be doing any interviews at this point.
But even if the shelter is performing euthanasia within the law, Dr. DuBois questions how often it happens.
They talk about euthanasia like they talk about going to lunch. Well, we need a couple more dog runs. We'll get rid of these couple of dogs.
In the past 5 days, Helmetta officials have left him 2 voicemails asking for euthanasia drugs. Not because animals are sick, but because there are simply too many. The first is from the shelter director on Friday.
I need to discuss the all with you to see what we can do because I have cats that have to be put to sleep.
This one from the borough administrator 2 days later.
My shelter director has been calling me, telling me that we probably have about 40 animals to euthanize. In her capacity as shelter director, she could make that determination. But we do need some drugs.
Again, Helmetta officials declined to be interviewed in the past, though they have insisted that they only euthanize animals as a last resort, that they only do it when the animals are very ill or cannot safely be adopted. Meantime, another municipality, Monroe Township, has now announced it is pulling out of the shelter. That brings the number of towns being serviced by that facility to 19. Do you know something I need to investigate? Call me at 732-738-KANE or email kaneinyourcorner@news12.com or find me on Facebook at Kane in Your Corner.
Walt, given what your investigations brought to light about the shelter and given what we know about the size of it, how does it compare? How does it stack up to other shelters in the area?
Well, certainly, as I said, it euthanizes twice as many animals as any other shelter in Middlesex or Monmouth County. To be fair, it is certainly one of the bigger ones, but the Monmouth SPCA is the biggest. It has twice as many animals and euthanizes half as many as Helmetta.
And once again, now another town has pulled out of its arrangement with the shelter.
Right, which the protesters, interestingly enough, say is not what they want to see happen. They don't want to see the shelter go under. They just want to see conditions made better.
All right, well, thank you.